What's good, everybody? I know what you're thinking, like, wait a minute, a Lights Out episode late in the week. You guys said you weren't even gonna do anything this week. Plans change, mother chuckers. Plans change. This is Lights Out episode 98.5. Yeah, right, sandwiched in the middle of 98 and 99. Call it a special episode. Your boy EE, my man Cos Money, fresh off a second place finish at Best in the West. And we're gonna talk about that because he was putting belt to ass all throughout that bracket. And, you know, I'm super excited to talk about it. He's obviously super excited to talk about it. Light is super excited to talk about it. So excited he didn't even show up. So excited. He had us delay the episode a day so he could be on it. And then
he's still too excited.
He can't control himself. He can't control himself. So we deduced two things, okay? Apparently our friend had a gas leak at his house that he needed to get addressed. Serious matter, no doubt about that. So we deduced two things. One, he's late for this episode because he's still asleep. You know, black folks tend to oversleep. Or two, he's dead, in which case he's still sleeping. So I don't really know what's going on, but we got stuff. Exactly, but we still got stuff to do. So I'm gonna just throw it over to Cosmos. Cosmos, how the hell are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, bro. I feel like I'm alive again. I feel like I'm reborn. You know,
like a phoenix.
Yeah, exactly, like a phoenix. And you know what tweet made me? I was thinking about the entire weekend after, or the entire week after. It was that one Riddles tweet. Do you know what tweet I'm talking about?
The one Riddles tweet?
Yeah, the one where he tweeted, "You have to be washed to get clean." Oh, you know what? That's exactly what happened to me. I was washed for like, I don't even know how long, bro. My last tournament I did well at was Smash Factor. And then ever since then, I've been getting washed. I've been getting screwed. I've been getting destroyed. But you know what? Through perseverance, trial and error, more perseverance, powering through, and even more perseverance, your boy always comes out on top.
You know what? I think there's something to be said about that because, and I like, you know, like it's hard to perform at larger events. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
And Best of the West, where you had an amazing performance, was, I mean, it was basically an A tier. Like everybody's like, well, it went down to B plus because Jazzo DQ'd. Okay, so Jazzo, you become an oppa Lights Out. Missing ass nigga. But nonetheless, you did great. So let's bring up the results real quick so everybody can see what we're talking about right here. Ouch continues his hot streak of performing super well at events, and he took it down in first place. Congratulations to him. Our boy Cos Money gave him a hell of a fight, finished second place. Alandiss third, who's probably going to be the best snake going forward because that nigga heard his hey, gone. Fourth, Chag, Lemmon, and Shattuck make up fifth. Monty and Beastly seventh, and then surprisingly, oh my goodness, that's Sparg0. It is Sparg0 at ninth place. My goodness, how could this have happened? How could this be? How could this be a thing? Perhaps somebody has the answer. Perhaps that somebody is a Cosmos.
Your boy's right here, bro. The Sparg0 Slayer. Self-proclaimed Sparg0 Slayer, bro. Please, beat him the last two times. Beat him. And not just the Sparg0 Slayer. I'm the Sparg0 Slayer in Mexico because I beat him at both Mexico tournaments that I played him at. Smash Factor last time, Best of the West, and now I'm the Best of the West because technically, what's his name? Ouch isn't even from Mexico. He's from North. Canada's North, right? That's considered North, right?
Yeah. So is there a case to be made that you are literally gentrifying Mexico?
Let's not go that far.
I'll just, just ask.
I'm colonizing.
It feels like it, but I'll leave it at that.
I'm colonizing. But like to be completely honest, one thing I wanted to bring up is that like I found it really funny that I did so well that tournament because after I got destroyed by Gilhue that weekend and I lost to Manny right afterwards, the Steve player from Mexico who's pretty good. I didn't play the game. I didn't play the game for like that was the last time that I played the game, and that was like basically 2 weeks before that tournament. So I didn't touch the game. I like wanted to practice, but I just didn't because I was so busy with other stuff. I had to like record videos, edit videos, just do a lot of other stuff. And then the Friday before the tournament, I flew down to so it was really weird because I didn't fly into the city that the tournament was in. I flew into another city and then drove like 3 hours to the city because it was cheaper. So I flew to the city named Hermosillo, and I was playing with some players there for like an hour, and then in the morning I drove down to Nogales for the tournament. So I only had 1 hour of practice offline with some Mexican players before the tournament, and that was basically it. And I was playing, and I was like, honestly, I feel like I'm playing pretty solid. Like I haven't played the game in 2 weeks, but I feel like I'm playing pretty solid. And then I got to the tournament, and I was like, day one, I'm like, I'm actually still playing pretty good. And it's actually funny because I lost 1 game day one, and the game was to a MinMin. I went up 2-0, and then I lost game 3 because obviously I hate MinMin. And then I went Inkling game 4, and then just took the game. So I actually went Inkling before I.
Before ouch. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. So I actually played Inkling that weekend too. So I lost 1 game. But I was still playing pretty well because I was like, okay, well, I'm playing this MinMin. This MinMin player is pretty good, and I feel like I'm doing pretty well. I lost a game because I'm playing Aegis against MinMin. I'm probably bound to always lose at least 1 game in that matchup, which is why like I'm still pretty proud I was happy that Chag ended up switching off MinMin because I was like, I don't want to end up losing a game, and I feel like I'm going to end up losing 1 game.
Yeah.
So it would be more annoying if he won that game, didn't feel as confident, and then went Palutena, but thankfully he just switched after game 2. But yeah, after day 1, I beat the Rob player, CK, to make it into top 48. I was like, I'm playing pretty good, honestly. I 3-0'd him. It was not it was not close.
I was watching. You whooped his ass.
Yeah, it was like pretty bad. So next day, I get there, I warm up for like an hour, and then I find out that I don't play for like an hour and a half. So I'm just like, okay, well, my warm up didn't really matter. But I played Mo my first match, and for some reason I always feel like I'm most nervous for my first match on day 2 because usually I like ramping up into playing better players, and on your first match in day 2 you don't really have the opportunity to do that because you're just immediately starting off playing like a mid-high level player or a high level player or even a top level player depending on which tournament it is.
Can I be honest with you? I was nervous for you. Because
I was nervous for myself.
Yeah, because I know Mo is a good player, and I know he played like kind of like a little more unorthodox characters. Like you don't encounter them quite as much between like Greninja and Duck Hunt. So I was like, this could.
I didn't even know he played Duck Hunt. If he played Duck Hunt, I would have been even more scared.
Yeah, apparently
would have been awful.
Apparently that was like I think he's a Duck Hunt co-main too. So yeah.
But I'm pretty good against the Greninja matchup. I practiced it a few months back last year because I was going to another tournament to play Anarchy, didn't want to lose that matchup, so I practiced that matchup for like a few days, like specifically that matchup. So I learned a lot about that matchup. I don't think that character is that good. I know Light says that he thinks Greninja is very, very good. I disagree.
Well, hold on. Light, what do you think? Oh, okay, right on.
Yeah, understandable. So, obviously I'm right because he doesn't have a rebuttal right now. I beat him. And after I beat him, I was like, wow, that was like not as bad as I thought it'd be. Like, I obviously had confidence that I was going to win, but I didn't think I was just going to 3-0 him. So I was like, wow, okay, so that means I am playing pretty good. If I beat him 3-0, I know Mo is really good, so I'm playing pretty well. Mm-hmm. And then I knew I had to play Sparg0 next, and like for some reason, just anytime I play Sparg0, I just never get nervous. And it's like, it's so weird. And I don't want to say it in a bad way, but I'm just going to say it quite literally. I feel bad for like Sparg0 in that scenario because I know he doesn't like playing me. And I've been in that position where you know somebody doesn't like playing you or you don't like playing someone, but that person really loves playing you. And that's what gets really annoying because I love playing Sparg0. I love playing Sparg0 and I love playing against Cloud. That's like, for me, a player matchup and a character matchup that just meshes perfectly well for me. And he hates Aegis and he hates playing me. So it's like double negative versus double positive. So honestly, it's a very great feat for him to hate playing me and hate playing Aegis. And me love playing him, and me love playing Cloud, and we're basically still tied in sets lifetime. Like, that just goes to show how great of a player he is, and how much resilience he has. But recently, I've had the edge over him, and when I played him, I was just like, I'm just gonna play exactly how I've been playing, how I played him at Smash Factor. I'm just gonna play safe, do my thing, and it's probably gonna work out. And it honestly worked out way better than I thought it was gonna work out, because I literally, after the set, just stood up and said, wow, I didn't think this was gonna happen. I just said, wow, that's crazy. So yeah, it felt very good playing against him. I feel like in this set, I had probably, it was probably the best I played against him out of every set I've played against him. Considering Smash World Tour, Gamers Invitational, Smash Factor, and all of the other tournaments. Smash Factor, I almost 3-0'd him. I went up 2-0, and then he clutched game 3, took game 4, and then game 5 was like last hit. But this set, I just kind of beat him pretty handedly. Like, that was really it. I just, like, some of the games seemed like they were close, but to me, they never really felt like they were close, because it felt like I was honestly in control the entire set.
Right.
And whenever I lost something, it was kind of like I made a mistake, and it never fazed me. Like, I would die. There was literally one stock, I believe it was game 2, where I edgeguard him the first stock, and then I have a really big lead. And then right after that, he immediately edgeguards me afterwards, like a crazy edgeguard where he hits me off stage, reads my air dodge, hits me off stage, I side B, and then he down airs me. And then I was at like 40, and I just lose my lead, and we're back to 0-0. I'm like, damn, this would suck if I didn't like playing Sparg0. And then right after that, I just immediately 0-to-deathed him, edgeguarded him again.
This is in game 2?
Yeah, it was game 2. So it was right after I took the first stock in game 2. He edgeguards me, and then right after he edgeguards me, I just immediately am like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna kill him anyway, whatever he's off stage. And then I honestly probably have the best edgeguarding sequence I've had in tournament ever, like, period. And then that sequence was when I knew, okay, yeah, I knew I was playing good. I had a feeling I was playing good, but now I can really physically see and feel that I'm playing very well. And after that, I was like, yeah, no matter what happens, I just know that I'm going to win that set. That was like the set winner for me.
Right. That moment in game 2.
Yeah. And like, that wasn't just like, okay, yeah, I'm going to win the set against Sparg0. That was like the set of, no matter who I play against, I know I'm going to play very well. So I really can't just win this tournament. And going into the tournament, I wasn't really feeling nervous at all, because like, I was like, hey, well, I didn't really practice for 2 weeks, so I'm not really expecting much. So I didn't really have any expectations. So after that set, I was like, okay, I am playing well. I can win this tournament. And that's when the expectations came of like, oh shit, well, now I'm kind of more nervous because I know I'm playing well. I don't want to ruin this. But even having that feeling, I was still playing very well. And I beat Chag 3-0, beating his MinMin, which was honestly just as big of a personal win for me as beating Sparg0. Like, just as big as people would think beating Sparg0 is, that was as big of a personal one for me, because I really dislike playing against MinMin. Because
you said before you even were in this position, you had only lost a game to MinMin, right? And you're notoriously for hating MinMin.
Exactly. Yeah. So the only, like, even after playing Sparg0, the only person that has taken the game off me was my round 2, who was a MinMin player, who to me was at least unknown. I don't think many people knew him, and it was still a MinMin player that took a game on me. So obviously, a top player piloting the character is going to be a lot more stressful for me. But I do feel like I was, one, riding the momentum off of beating Sparg0, and 2, just understanding that I really shouldn't have any expectations, because I haven't been practicing much. But even then, I have been practicing MinMin a lot. If you've been seeing watching me stream or go live, typically whenever I go live, half the time now, since I'm trying to go to Japan, and I know that there's a lot of MinMin players in Japan, I've been practicing against MinMin like half my streams. So I do have a lot more experience against the character now, but it's still like something where I still need a lot more comfort. But when I played against Chag, I felt extremely comfortable. Like, it felt like everything I envisioned going went the way that it should have. and that felt very good for me. And even game two, I got even more comfortable. I didn't want to go MinMin game 3, which is why I tried to make sure game 2 wasn't as close. And that's why I was kind of upset that I lost the first stock, but I was still very confident that I could make it not so close. Because sometimes I do a thing where like, if I want a person to stay this character, I won't obviously try to lose, but like if it's so close, I'm not gonna be like, I need to make sure it's not close, so that he can switch.
So you wanted Chag to stay MinMin again because you were just
no. I wanted him to switch.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that I didn't do that because I wanted him to switch because Palutena is one of my best character matchups, obviously because I play like Naira all the time.
That's what I was saying. Like I was like the MinMin, like Chag's MinMin is alright, but it ain't reinventing the wheel or nothing. I was like, but when I was like, you should be able to handle that. And then like he brought out the Palu, I'm thinking like, okay, this is where it's time to shine because you got the matchup experience against who I still think is like the best Palu.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
and like I've played Chag's MinMin like since quarantine. I played his MinMin probably like 4 or 5 times now, and I've beaten him every single time. I think maybe he's taken 1 or 2 games off of me as Palutena.
Was the Palu harder than the MinMin?
No, MinMin's always harder. Like I think his Palutena is better than his MinMin, like by a decent bit. But I'm just way better and way more comfortable against Palutena, and Aegis is just way better of a character. Like has a way better matchup against Palutena than against MinMin. So that's why it still kind of looks similar. Like I know Chag took the first stock against me, but I wasn't phased at all because I was like, okay, well let me just adjust a little bit. Let me take the first stock too. Adjust, and then as soon as it got to stock 2, I'm pretty sure I 0 to 120 him off of ledge, and I was like, yeah, this is basically how this matchup goes, and this is how the matchup's gonna go for the rest of the game. So I felt pretty good about that match, and I was very happy that I ended up beating his MinMin and winning the set 3-0. That was a very good personal win for me, and that was basically
when was the last time you had fought Chag prior to this?
The last time I played Chag was at that one monthly in Mexico. It was like a month or 2 ago. 3 months ago, where I actually played him and I won Inkling. And he was going Palutena the entire time. It was Inkling Palutena the entire time. And I won the first 2 games, and then he reverse 3-0'd me because he was just platform camping me the entire time.
Oh, I think I remember that actually.
Yeah, that's at that moment what made me like lose a little bit faith in Inkling because I was like, bro, he's just platform camping me. What the fuck am I supposed to do against this? But I've still been practicing Inkling after that, but I was like, I'm definitely not gonna go Inkling against Chag because if there's one person who knows how to beat Inkling, it's Chag because before Palutena, he mained Inkling too.
I have no recollection of that. That's
amazing. he actually played Inkling. Which is why he keeps saying Inkling sucks. Inkling sucks. All you got to do is stay on the platform. Inkling sucks. So he knows how to play against Inkling and beat Inkling.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. So, but after that, I felt very good about that, and I felt
did you realize
confident.
at that point, because like in the bracket that was winter semis, right?
That was winter semis.
That was where Sparg0 was supposed to be, but obviously you disrupted that. So I'm looking at it, right? I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because even worst case, I'm not gonna lie to you, like worst case scenario when you're playing Sparg0, I was like, okay, let me see who he has to beat in losers to qualify just in case he loses, right? And I was like,
ouch?
I was like, no, if you lost to Sparg0, because it was a qualifier. And like he's ranked 1, so obviously that's a very real possibility. But I was like, oh, it's probably gonna be like Lemmon or something like that. And I was like, okay, you can handle that. But not everybody can handle that. We'll get to that later, okay? So,
well, I actually wanted to talk about that first.
Hold on. Wait, you want to talk about like Lemmon, or you want to talk about your win?
I want to talk about Lemmon real quick. Okay, because I was very surprised by his play too, because I wanted to talk about it because there was a chance that I feel like that was probably the best Lemmon has played in general, like at a tournament, because I obviously knew about him, but he hasn't really played that well to not only beat Sparg0, but before he beat Sparg0, he almost reversed 3-0'd Ouch. And I don't know if many people know about that or saw that.
Yeah, that was round 1.
Like round 1 of top 48. Yep. Like he went down 0-2, and then I remember this very vividly and I'm pretty sure you can find it after game 2. After he loses game 2, he just loses game 2 to Ouch, and then he closes his eyes and just takes like 3 deep breaths, and then just like locks in, and then he just takes the next 2 games very solidly, and then he's winning game 5. Like he has to lead all of game 5, and then Ouch just clutches it out. So I'm like, wow, this player is
but that's
very
that's because that's how I knew, like, when he had to fight Sparg0, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a little tougher for Sparg0. Like, even when everybody say, oh well, Sparg0 does well against Leo, like they play very close, so he's gonna be experiencing the matchup, which okay, but it's like sometimes the players just got it, man. And for me, I was like, there was 2 factors why I was nervous for Sparg0 in this. Was one, Lemmon was playing immaculately well, like you saw, like you just articulated his match with Ouch, and then like his losers run was really good too. And 3, like Sparg0 had just lost to you, and like he played immediately afterwards. Like there was no break.
Yeah, they put
really weird.
He walked off, then walked right back on.
That was really weird. Like I was like, and I was on stream and I was talking about it to my stream, and I was like, I don't know if this is a product of they just want to get this match on stream because they think it'll be good, or they're like Sparg0's just like, I just want to play right now and get it out the way. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know what was the cause of that, because usually, like outside of like I guess like losers finals, you give a player a bit of a break before they have to play right away. So that was a little strange to me. I didn't understand what happened.
Yeah,
there. But Lemmon definitely took advantage of it.
I feel like typically as a player, you're supposed to. Typically, as a player, you're supposed to take the initiative and be like, no, give me 5 minutes at the very least before you play. And they can't say no. Like, they're not going to be like, no, you have to play now. Get up there and play right now, right after you lost. Like, they'll let you take a 5, even 10-minute breather if they have to. Because obviously, tournaments love to play ads too. They'll just say, Sparg0 wants a break. Here are some ads. Watch it. We'll be back later.
Yep.
But probably Sparg0 was just like, let me just get this over with. And I do have a feeling that Sparg0 was pretty annoyed after losing to me, and he was just like,
what do you mean have a feeling? Zone. You could see it on his face. He was mad, bro.
Yeah.
If he wasn't a nice young man, I'm sure a couple of slurs would have came out too.
Jesus fucking Christ. They probably did. I just wasn't there.
This ain't my Negro. All right. That's
But yeah, I know Sparg0 really doesn't like losing to me, but he handles it as well as he possibly could. But he really doesn't like losing to me. So to have to play another, which by the way, Sparg0 is very good against Joker, which I mean he's also very good against whatchamacallit, Aegis too. But just as much as he hates playing Aegis, I've talked to him, he hates playing against Joker too. So having to go back to back against like 2 of the characters you hate playing the most, one being Aegis, one being Joker, both being DLC, like that's got to be very frustrating after you just lost to one.
Yeah.
So that sucks that he had to do that back to back, and that's one of the reasons why he lost to Lemmon. But Lemmon obviously capitalized on it as well.
He was popping off.
Why he took the set.
Yeah,
bro was jumping. Yeah, he was hopping.
Bro was excited. I mean, and one thing I know too is like that Shuton Aegis don't get their job done against Sparg0, but that Cause Money one.
Yeah.
We're a little different in these streets.
Shuton don't know. He beat Shuton the last time. He beat Acola the last time, which now I'm actually scared for him again, because last time I beat Sparg0 and then he played Acola. Acola beat him. So I feel like Acola's going to watch my set and be like, so that Ska. And then he's just going to end up beating him again.
I hope that was a real word.
It was a real word. I'm learning Japanese. I'm taking classes.
I'm just checking, brother. I'm just checking.
Oh, that's God. Not a holder.
Konnichiwa for the explanation. Fantastic. So then, after that, we move to Ouch. I mean, do you want to talk about winners finals, grand finals? Where do you want to go?
I mean, yeah. I mean, when I got to winners finals, I was pretty confident against him because I like my 3 sets. I went 3-0. Like right. I 3-0'd Mo, I 3-0'd Sparg0, and I 3-0'd Chag. And the last 2 were like very big wins for me. So I was like, I'm gonna play Ouch, and I'm gonna play very well. And I feel like I was playing very well against Ouch. But right after I beat Sparg0, Light called me, and he was like, "How are you feeling?" I'm like, "I'm feeling good."
Wait. Pause. Light called you. Let's listen. Let him tell him himself what he said to you. Light, please. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is what he said.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him go to that stage either. Okay.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, he is the few I should worry about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you were disciplined in your edge guard, so yeah, that makes sense. Okay, right on. Cosmos, take it away.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what Light said. So obviously after that conversation with Light, I realized that like yeah, Ouch is probably the best player in the room right now. So I got to be most worried about him. But I still got to worry about Chag first. So after I got through Chag, I'm like, yeah, that conversation that I just had that y'all just heard about with Light, I obviously have to worry about Ouch because he's been playing very well recently. He's been doing very well. He got like what was it, third or fourth at Battle of BC, beating C players, beating a lot of top players. But I'm like, I'm very good against Wolf. I'm very I beat Ouch the last time that I played in 2, which was I believe last year. Might have been last year. Gommel was where I beat Ouch. And I was like, yeah, I still feel pretty good. 2023. Oh, that was 2 years ago. Damn, never mind. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I beat him the last time that I played him, and I was like, how much worse could it be? But it was like he was definitely way better than he was back then, and I was still like keeping up. I feel like most of the games except game 2, all the games were pretty close.
Yeah.
I feel like I was in control of all the games. But just a couple of mistakes, which led to me losing games in both game 1 and game 4. If I feel like if I didn't make those mistakes, I honestly probably would have won the set. That's how I feel. Especially after how I was playing game 3 on Final Destination. Like I remember specifically after I took the first stock, I basically 0-to-death them the second stock after that, and I was at like, I don't know, 18% after I took the first 2 stocks. And he still almost brought it back because I was getting ahead of myself. But even after him almost bringing it back, I was like, wow, I just really played that well. I can keep playing that well the rest of the set. And I basically was playing that well game 4. But I just made a couple more mistakes because I'm a lot better playing on the Final Destination and I was playing on platform, so I wasn't able to play the exact same way. But if I was able to squeeze out that game, I do feel like I would have been able to squeeze out game 5 as well because I would have had the momentum of making a reverse 3-0. But he closed it out because he was playing very patient and he was very disciplined. So yeah, I ended up losing to him. And I thought I was going to end up playing Chag again because he was playing against Alandiss and he was playing very well against Alandiss. I don't know if he got reverse 3-0 or not. I actually don't remember, but it just really seemed like he was about to win.
Yeah, it did seem like. Well, no, didn't Chag lose game 1 and brought it? I don't actually.
Maybe Chag. No, I think Chag was about to reverse 3-0 him. I think that's what was about to happen. He was down 2-0.
That makes sense. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Chag was going to reverse 3-0 because I remember Louis was in my chat talking about if Cosmos and Chag have to play again. Hello? My camera freeze? Hello? No shot, bro. Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, Discord is down. Oh. Discord is down. What the? Discord is down. Cosmos, can you hear me? Call me. Call me on your cell phone. Or answer your phone. We're finishing this call, damn it.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, we're finishing this shit. I don't care. Okay. So,
what you say?
We're finishing this.
We're finishing it on call?
We're going to finish this one way or another. Okay. So.
I mean, I'm down to wait.
Huh?
I'm down to wait. Wait, my camera not working?
Log in with Zoom. What? Wait. Discord's back.
Discord's back?
Join the call.
Wait, mine's still loading.
Hurry, man, hurry.
Let me try to close it. Let me try that. Hold on, give me a break.
This is insane.
On Discord. It's open.
Is it opening?
No, it's not. Still spinning. Discord is still spinning. All it's doing.
Give up on Discord. What is your suggestion? It's taking longer for him because he's in Mexico. It's just some technical difficulties, people. Everybody calm down.
Why did you bring up Mexico?
Why wouldn't I bring up Mexico? Your server is slower.
So basically...
What the heck, you idiot? No! Just talk about grands.
No, I didn't talk about how I almost lost to Alandiss because that set was stressful. I almost lost.
Oh, you played Alandiss? Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so right after winners finals,
Hold on a second.
play Alandiss, and dude, that was probably one of, if not the most exhausting sets I've ever played in bracket because I had to play so disciplined after playing all those other players.
Okay, hold on. This is gonna be terrible. Okay, this is just gonna be terrible. All right, folks. Apologies for that small, brief technical issues that we just went through.
Small, very minor.
Very minor, and nobody needs to know anything except the fact it was very minor. Cosmos, perhaps you'd like to tell us about your battle in Losers Finals.
Yeah. I lost to Alex in winners finals. He beat me pretty solidly.
Losers Finals.
Yeah. So
please.
But so yeah, basically I lost to him, and I was like, I'm playing very well though. I lost to him, but I'm playing very well, so I do want to get back to him. So I thought I was gonna play Chag, but because he was about to reverse 3-0 Alandiss, but Alandiss clutched it out, and I was like, okay, well I'm very good against Snake, so I feel pretty confident going into Alandiss. I think the last Snake I played was I lost to MBD game 5, but I was still very confident because that weekend I was playing very bad. So I was like, okay, well, I'm very good against Snake, playing Alandiss. I'm very confident. I end up losing game 1. I'm like, wow, okay, he's playing very different from a lot of the Snakes that I play. It's way harder to approach him because he leaves grenades near him. He's like cooking his grenades, throwing them at me, and it's hard to play discipline after all the other sets that I just played. But I'm still confident, and I'm like, yeah, I can definitely do this. So I take game 2. I take game 3. After a lot of the adaptations that I found from game 2, I got like 2 or 3 of the kills from the adaptations that I found from game 2. Beat him game 3. Game 4, I'm behind, but I'm very confident because I'm very confident playing behind against Snake. And I was bringing it back. And I remember specifically we were both at like 100 after I was like down the stock, and I brought it back to the last hit. And then at some point, I just nair him, and I trade with the grenade, and I end up right above him, and he just up-airs me, and it's like, wow, I could have won that game, but he just stole it because sometimes Snake just bullshits you, and that's just what happens. So we're going game 5, we're going Final Destination, and that's one of the most stressful games that I've honestly ever played because I feel like that game was an entire set in itself where it felt like it was back and forth. I had the lead. He had the lead. We were trading. That game felt like it was 30 minutes. But I ended up clutching out the game. And I really wanted to win that set because I wanted to, 1, play ouch. And I wanted to, 2, beat everybody in Mexico. Because I want to be, like, one of my goals is to be the best player in Mexico after being here. And that's going to be tough, obviously, because Sparg0's the best in Mexico. Leo's here, Meister's here, Chag's here. So it's a very good goal to have a hurdle to being the best player in the world.
So you just did not want to accept losses to any Mexicans.
Exactly, especially after beating Sparg0. I'm like, if I beat Sparg0, I'm not looking to lose to any other Mexican. What the fuck, Chag? What the fuck? No, Alandiss? Who? No. So
sorry,
yeah.
Mexicans.
Sorry, Mexican. But yeah, after that, I popped off really hard. I typically don't pop off, but I popped off saying I'm the best player in Mexico. I popped off. I said it like 4 times, and I was about to pass out. Literally, I was sweating. I was about to pass out. So I had to play ouch, and because of that set, that's why I had to talk about that set. Because of that set, I was so fucking exhausted. I was like, bro, I don't know if I could do this, but I was trying. I tried really hard. I kept it kind of competitive, but it was impossible. Like the first 2 games, like I kept it kind of close, but I just couldn't get a lead. I couldn't get any of my confirms. I couldn't like see things correctly. So I was like, bro, this is too hard. I need like a full reset, refresh. I'm just gonna go Inkling because this is one of my most practiced matchups. Because when the game first came out, I played Inkling. I lived with Tweak. Tweak played Wolf. I also played Larry a lot at tournaments. So I was very confident in that matchup. So I ended up going Inkling, and I was playing pretty good. I was playing very well for also not warming up Inkling that entire day. I was playing very well. And it made me realize that if I went Inkling from the beginning of the set, I honestly probably could have at least gone to game 5 or won the set. He might have adapted, but I feel like I could have adapted too and also gotten more comfortable playing Inkling. So I ended up losing to Ouch 3-0, even though my Inkling was playing very well. I missed a couple things, but Ouch was definitely like the best player in that room, and I'm very happy that he was able to keep his consistency from Battle of BC, because I know like the last podcast we were talking about with Light that Ouch has the potential to be very good. Actually, we can hear Light talk about that right now. Do you have anything to say about how you feel like Ouch has been consistent, Light?
Yeah, let's hear it, Light. It is hard being a solo main. I agree.
He is pretty young. He hasn't played for that long, so yeah, you're right.
Oh.
Yeah. So that makes sense. So
Expectations are very hard to overcome, you know what I'm saying, going back to back like that on tournaments. But yeah, I agree. Good synopsis. Continue, please, on the Inkling.
Absolutely. So yeah. So to see him going back to back I was very happy for him, because he's one of the players that I feel like he can be a top player. Like when the next game comes out, I think he's gonna spawn being a top player. So I'm very happy that he's like getting the recognition that he deserves now. But I do want to play him again, because I definitely feel like I'm gonna be a lot better and a lot more confident against him. And I definitely feel like I'm gonna beat him next time. But yeah, it was very, very good playing that weekend. Like the only person I lost to was Ouch, and I feel like Ouch is like at the current moment in time, he is a top 10 player. At this current moment, especially after Battle BC, how he played at Best of the West, just obviously is recency bias, but in the current moment, he is a top 10 player. So to feel like I beat top 10 players and I only lost to, in my mind, top 10 players that weekend, that felt pretty good. It made me feel like I'm a top 10 player right now too, and I can be a top 10 player. So that's why it felt very good to play that weekend. So I'm very happy about that. I have another tournament coming up this weekend. Smash on the Beast. There's not really any top players there. It's just like some high-level Mexican players. So it's going to be good practice for a Level Up Expo in a couple of weeks. But I just want to make sure I'm staying on the grind and keeping the momentum that I have right now going into Level Up Expo and hopefully Japan.
Right on, brother. I am so glad that you finally got back to form. We all know what you're capable of, and you proved it big time. And 2, it's just like, dude, just play with that assurance in yourself, confidence, the right amount of patience, and just, you know what I'm saying, just do your thing, bro. That's all. Like that whole performance was based off you just doing your thing, and clearly that is good enough to get the job done, as far as I'm concerned, from what I saw. So super happy for you there. You know, obviously myself and of course Light, very happy for you as well. We just could not contain our excitement for this episode. A little bit of tech scuffs here and there, but we'll edit it out and make it a little bit more smoother. But yeah.
Yep, Light was so excited that he ended up leaving his gas on in his house, and he turned on the stove and it exploded. So you know what? Sometimes things just happen.
Yes, they do. And you know what else happened? Lights Out episode 98.5. We're not quite there. We're not quite at 99. We're not